Alright, so welcome back to another episode of the Inword News. I'd just jump into it like we usually do. So starting off with this first story, former Forsyth County Chief Deputy Grady Sanford was arrested for uploading child pornography. After receiving a tip about photos of child sexual abuse had been uploaded to the internet, GBI opened up an investigation that led to Sanford's home. They notified him before executing the warrant. The sheriff said he immediately fired Sanford after being notified of the investigation. That's disgusting. Like, what? I really want to know like what it is about looking at children that gets people off. And you know, some people say like it's a mental disease, but nah, like, yeah, I understand things happen to people in their life, but at a certain point when you become an adult, you got to take accountability for your demons and seek the help that you need. Like, just leave the kids alone. Like, that's fucking disgusting. Anyway, pretty much the Senate proposed a $696 billion bill for the budget year 2021. It's supposed to entitle all things going on, but as our producer interpreted it, seems like it's mostly being spent on the defense budget. So it's not for education or anything like that. It's just for, you know, bombs and explosions. So we got an issue, like, and I'll go ahead and fucking say it. I ain't vote for either one of them motherfuckers that ran for president because they both trash individuals to me for different reasons. And, you know a lot of people took to the streets and were celebrating that Trump and his I want to say regime, but that's not the word I'm looking for.
To some people, they would call it a regime.
I'm not gonna give him that much fucking credit because, like, he's fucking trash. Trump's presidency is coming to an end. That's good, whoop-de-doo. But please don't be naive enough to think that Biden is really fucking with black folks like how he likes to try and portray. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Maybe I'm just not giving him a chance based off of like shit I read about him and seeing what he's done in the past. You know, people can't change. Biden ain't it for me. That's just fact of the matter. Trump's having a bad week. I honestly do not give a shit. I wish he wouldn't even started that off like that. Fuck him and everything he stands for, and his family. Fuck them all. After losing the election, he's been running around in denial, but thinks he's going to overturn the election results. Even his team is starting to slowly come out and say he's crazy for not just saying okay and starting to pack it up. Well, things got worse when it came out that his wife was trying to pack it up for him. Melania is supposedly trying to divorce Trump. You already fucking knew that. Like, as soon as the allegations came out about all that crooked ass shit, like, there were rumors that they were probably going to divorce anyway. I don't know why this is news or surprises anybody. Trump has wanted to do it sooner. Melania is supposedly trying to divorce Trump and has wanted to do it sooner, like I just said, but was afraid of the repercussions. Melania, like, what is he gonna do to you? Come on now.
Hit him with that Hillary Clinton special.
Leave that in there. Whoa. Maybe. She has some nuptial agreements that say Barron is taken care of no matter what. Who the fuck is Barron?
Their child.
They got a younger son? This is how much I did not give a fuck about this family. I did not know they had a younger child.
Yeah, they got a 14-year-old.
Okay. Well, why the fuck is that in y'all nuptial agreements? That's understood. Like, I got you pregnant. This is my responsibility. Like, what kind of shit is that? This whole family is garbage. Damn. Like, you have to get in writing, like, hey, like,
I'm sure it's that
if we don't work,
any kids that come from this marriage is always entitled to, because apparently he tried to like cut off his other kids when he got rid of the wives. So yeah.
So they had some nuptial agreements that said that Barron is taken care of no matter what and will always be entitled to the Trump heritage despite whatever they go through. She has her green card and status as first lady. She's all right for now. Status as first lady is about to expire around January. And I mean, does it really matter that whether she had a green card or not? Like, it's crazy that this whole administration, they've been talking about illegal immigrants coming from Mexico, when if you actually look at it, a lot of illegally documented immigrants come from countries in the East, like European countries that get over here legally, but then they let their shit expire and like they think everything's sweet. Like, so that's another reason why I think fucking Trump supporters are dumb as shit. Like, and yes, like I'm talking to y'all. Like, y'all are dumb as fuck. Like, cause y'all just back up anything this man says. Like, y'all stupid. So the historically black HBCU Morris Brown got their accreditation back to be a legit HBCU again. After 18 years, they can do everything any other accredited PWI or HBCU can do. They lost their accreditation after a financial mismanagement scandal during the 1908 to 2002 tenure of Dolores Cross. So basically, the last time the college was legit was literally during the movie Drumline. Yeah.
I googled it.
Yeah. Like, cause the scandal came out shortly after the movie was about to release, I think, or shortly after it was released.
They lost accreditation in December, and I think the movie came out like that summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cause I think it was kind of up in the air if they were gonna finish shooting at Morris Brown. This is a wild story. Mm-hmm. So back in 1985, police dropped combat explosives on the Black Liberation Group MOVE, who were living in a row of houses. It killed 11 people, with 5 of them being children. The fires that came from the explosives left 250 people homeless. Safe to say that majority, if not all of them, were black. Well, last week, Philadelphia held a conference to decide if they should apologize for it. It really doesn't matter what they decided. They felt the need to discuss if they should have to apologize for it. Isn't that a given? Like, what do these people do to you for you to come to where they're staying, which was already kind of bad because of piss poor leadership within Philadelphia? And see, all right, so formulate y'all opinions on that. Tyga out here getting to the bag as he normally does. So Tyga, Sway Lee, and the new rapper Lil Mosey just secured a SpongeBob check. They all just worked together and dropped a song for the soundtrack of the new upcoming SpongeBob movie. Tyga is the original black to survive the Kardashian curse. Sway Lee is on a cartoon song role. First he had the Spider-Man intro Into the Spider-Verse with Post Malone, and now he has SpongeBob. He gonna be alright for a while. There's a new SpongeBob movie coming out. Mm-hmm. Like live action, like how they did with David Hasselhoff?
Nah, 3D animation.
So somehow Swiss Beats got Jeezy and Gucci to do a versus battle. This does not mean that they squashed their beef. Gucci once tweeted that it would take $1 million for him to get on that stage. So maybe Gucci got that check. If not, we may be seeing a physical fight on stage. This is gonna be fun. I really hope that they don't get into it. I'm not saying that Gucci should just say, what's in the past is in the past, because that nigga put a fucking hit out on him. Like, it's some shit, like, if y'all don't understand, like, it's some shit you just, nobody can tell you to get over, and that's one of them. Like, 50 Cent's pettiness towards Ja Rule, that's understandable in my opinion. Because y'all tried to have this man killed. And you see who's successful and who kind of like just getting by. No offense to Ja Rule, but... Alright, let's see what Uncle Fred has to say for us in sports.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Uncle Fred, and we're bringing you Inword Sports. Now, we got to talk about our HBCU basketball programs. And man, we're talking about some really big commitments in these programs. We're talking about a 4-star recruit in Duncan Powell committing to North Carolina A&T to go play into the Big South. So he's looking to go in there and be a bracket buster. So shout out to Duncan Powell. And if you don't know, well, their name sounds kind of familiar. Duncan Powell is actually the cousin of Adrian Powell, former North Carolina A&T guard, who actually took them to the playoffs and a conference title. So that's big in itself. Now we got to transition over to the MEAC. We got to talk about Khalil Madden committing to Howard University. We're talking about a power forward, 6'9", 190 pounds, 3-star recruit, paired up with McCool Maker. Yeah. See what we just did there? Now this is what I'm talking about. These are the pioneers that we're talking about, the young pioneers of the culture that we need. So much so, it's on both sides of the spectrum. We got to go over to the SWAC and talk about these Jackson State women's basketball team, who's just recently got the commitment of Sequoia Almond, a 4-star recruit out of Memphis, Tennessee. Now, this is big because we're going to pair a 4-star recruit with a 16-2 women's basketball team that was on the cusp of winning a conference title and possibly making their way into the tournament. So this is awesome because this university hosts 3 of the conference's top 10 scores. So this is big in itself, man. So shout out to Sequoia Almond, shout out to the Lady Tigers of Jackson State. And lastly, in basketball news, we got to talk about Robert Covington. Shout out to the Houston Rockets for making a generous donation, a 7-figure donation to his alma mater, Tennessee State, where he's going to be helping the university revamp their practice facilities for the men and women's basketball program. Also, in other HBCU news, we got to talk about the Masters Tournament and their efforts to help start up a golf program at Payne College. Now, Augusta National Golf Club has announced that Lee Elder will be honored with the scholarship in his name and also be invited to 85th Honorary Starter, April 8th of 2021. Now, who exactly is Lee Elder? Well, Lee Elder is the first black man to compete in the Masters Tournament 45 years ago. And that's cool because now we get to bring golf into the culture, which is something I've been longing to do. If you even read some of my blogs, I even talk about how my son is going to sign a golf scholarship to an HBCU. So that's cool. Now, the cool part about this is 2 scholarships will be awarded annually, each to a student athlete who competes as part of the men or women's golf team. And as part of the effort, Augusta National will also fund and the creation of the women's golf program at Payne College in Augusta, Georgia. So this is a really cool business move. A lot of businesses, deals are signed at golf tournaments, at golf clubs. So shout out to Payne for hopping on the bandwagon for that. And to wrap up our HBCU sports, we actually got to talk about what's going on with our Green Spartans out in Norfolk State. Now, instability in the conference and financial hardships have really hit Norfolk State right now. And the university has said they're closely monitoring with how the MEAC plans to handle the fall of 2021, as 3 teams have already said that they're going to be leaving the conference. And these aren't just any 3 teams. We're talking about FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, and North Carolina A&T. You know, those are some big names in this conference. And I hate to hear this, knowing that this is going on, being that the Spartans are actually in the race for the MEAC basketball title. So that's big in itself to hear that. And right now they have one of 3 decisions that they have to make. Do they drop down to Division II? Do they join another conference? Or do they continue to reach out to other institutions to join the MEAC, which it seems like they've been doing, but it seems like nothing seems to be sticking with any of these teams. So if it were me, if I were Norfolk State, I wouldn't mind dropping down to the Division II ranks. Now, I know that might seem a little insulting, but just hear me out on this. You are already maintaining the rivalry with Virginia State. That's great, and you're leading the rivalry. So that's another win in itself. But then you can also play your money games against schools like Hampton, North Carolina A&T. You can even come into the SWAC to play your money game and still be competitive. You can even play outside of the conference and play a lower Division I that you've already been playing and continuously become a competitive team in the Division II ranks. And now, the CIAA is also just as competitive, being that they just hosted the only undefeated HBCU in Bowie State. So this conference isn't a slouch. So being that you are already picked to win in basketball, you can continue to play those teams in football that will make you a better suited champion for Division II. I think the Division II ranks wouldn't be too bad of an idea, but that's just me, everybody. Once again, it's your boy Uncle Fred, and I really appreciate y'all for tuning in again to another segment of the Inword Sports. I'll holla at you.
All right, so Amuse Plastique is a plus-size boutique. They have all the cute fits for the full-size women. She's even running a sale right now. Use the code STACK for 20% off your entire purchase. It's getting cold outside. I like big girls too. That's all I'm gonna say. Moody's Fitness Apparel is a fitness brand that keeps you looking good while you out here trying to feel good. They have everything from sports bras to jackets to leggings. They even have 2-in-1 leggings and waist trainers. She's also currently running a deal, $10 off your next order until Sunday at midnight. So get at her if you need some workout apparel, ladies. Eat with Ams is a chef, foodie, and content creator. She recently stepped up her game and did food styling for a commercial. Be sure to get at her before the prices go up. She does food prep and just casually sells plates. She also keeps track of her recipes for those that want to recreate her dishes. When you say food prep, you mean like
Meal prep?
No. I understand what that is. Food styling, excuse me.
Oh yeah, like for commercial, like she's the one that like sets up the food and
Like McDonald's and
yeah, but she actually cooked it. Like it wasn't.
Okay, so it don't look like
Yeah.
Okay. Don't look like
super glue and hair dryers and toothpicks and shit. I think it was a tequila commercial too.
Okay. Flo's Grocery is an online grocery store that supplies you with 100% black-owned things. Partner with multiple black businesses. Excuse me, damn. Some southern twang coming out right there. I said businesses. Shit. Partner with multiple black businesses. You can receive all kinds of food from all corners of America. They got peanut butter, seasonings, popcorn, rice, and more. Check out the website for more specifics. And this has been another episode of the Inword News. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all didn't, I will.